This week we're reading Bros and Chains by Julie Soto, otherwise known as Mistress Mallow and the Girl Who Could Still Have Kids.
Hi readers, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Katie.
And welcome to Not Another Heroine, the book pod where we celebrate the heroines we love
and roast the ones we don't. We'll be your TBR FGMs.
Fairy godmothers.
And find you the best 5-star reads, the spiciest romance, and save you from the overhyped DNFs.
So grab your favorite drink and get cozy. Welcome to Season 3.
I have beef. Beef in an olipop.
I think we have to open this episode, or both of these episodes, with some warnings about what we're going to talk about in regards to Bros and Chains. We're going to start also with a new kind of episode format. So we're going to do a shorter synopsis, kind of loosely skim what happens. And then we have some kind of more detailed notes on like world building and romance and characterizations to kind of provide some more explanation for why we don't like or why we love some things.
Yep. Yeah. We have a lot of opinions. We feel some kind of way. So, we should probably start with an actual like trigger warning for like this is dark romantasy.
Yes.
I didn't even think about that. There's some consensual questions in this, like
power all over the place.
Power dynamics. So I would say is like a whole trigger warning. Like maybe don't go into this book blind, but there are themes similar to Handmaiden's Tale, consensual questions, power questions, kind of like slave master dynamic. So if that's something particularly triggering, I would not read this book. Don't bother.
Don't listen. Don't listen to it. Skip these episodes.
Yep. Yeah.
Also, if you enjoyed The Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, don't listen to our review of this book because The Fourth Wing and Bros and Chains have a lot of similarities with design, with characterizations, with some major issues we have. And if you like that, there's no shade on you.
Yep.
This book was meant for you. We just have issues with it. So
I will say we need like a controversial statement, like tracker of how many we do. First one, though. I liked Fourth Wing better than this book.
Agreed. 100%.
Which is crazy.
I could not believe I was reading this book and I thought, why do I like Violet more?
Yeah. Same. And I don't like not liking someone, but then having someone worse. Like
what's even more mind-boggling is that we've read this author a lot. We've read her fan fiction. We've read her traditionally published books. And we enjoyed them to a certain extent.
Yeah. But this was something else.
Yeah. This book, Bros and Chains, is based on a Dramione fan fiction called The Auction. I have not read The Auction. You have read it.
I have, yeah. But I will say that kind of goes into our next like warning is that we are reviewing this book independent of all of the fanfic, basis. We are going to talk about some of the aspects about, the manacled, the drama with Julie Soto, but that is not anything reflective of the book itself because we have read a bunch of fanfics that are excellent. There are so many fucking talented, incredible authors within the like community. None of that is related to this book. We don't care that it was first a fanfic. We are just roasting this book
on its own lack of merits.
Yep.
But do we want to talk about the gossip going on with Julie Soto?
The drama. So, allegedly, this book has been ill-received by some other authors. Only allegedly. I think allegedly is, the word.
Very important.
Yeah, allegedly, because of some of the yuckiness that J.K. Rowling has been spouting about the trans community. She's kind of like fallen off her fucking rocker. And this is probably a good opportunity to say that this is a safe place for everyone. And J.K. Rowling can kind of fuck off.
And it seems like a lot of the hate for people who write Dramione fan fiction is, you're supporting J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
No, they're not, because J.K. Rowling is rolling in millions of dollars from, I don't know, Universal. She's got her own theme parks. She doesn't need fan fiction to propel her further.
Yeah.
Right? So I think separating the author from the work, which we've done with other authors historically over hundreds of years.
Because I would almost say that fanfic and then even fanfics being traditionally published, like it's almost like a reclamation of like the work from J.K. Rowling, that it's almost like we're taking the better parts of her work, separating her like crazy unhinged opinions and then, like, making it into something that people can enjoy without, like, this threat to their existence. So I feel like it's like a good thing. We're, like, doing our civic duty almost.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Reclamation is the word that I'm going with.
I like it. And then
Oh, the drama, though.
the drama.
Yeah.
So Romance Con is a
I
thing.
didn't know that this was a thing.
No, I want to go now.
I do too. I was like, this is absolutely my, like, group of people that I would wanna hang out with.
But Julie Soto was invited to attend Romance Con or
Yes.
be, like, on a panel or something?
Yeah, allegedly, she had been, like, on the, visiting authors, like, list from the very beginning, but then all of a sudden, like, I think up to, like, 50 authors have pulled out because they said that, Julie Soto being a part of this makes it seem like, the Romance Con is, like, agreeing with JK Rowling or, like, accepting that, "Oh, she's, like, said this, but we're still gonna, like, accept Hermione fan fiction." So all of this is, like, wrapped up, and so together, all of these, like, multiple chains, and then they're influencing each other. But then Julie Soto, allegedly with Romance Con, came to the mutual decision that she wasn't going to go, as they're kind of like, "Hey, like, it's safe for everyone." And I think they even, like, came out on their Instagram and, like, posted some, like, like, "The trans community has, like, asked us to still do some of our, like, Harry Potter themed events, and, like, we, like, mutually have, like, discussed with Julie Soto, and she's not gonna come to Romance Con." It's all very convoluted, but I do think there's, like, an aspect like you were talking about that some of these authors are just, like, pissed off that fanfic is getting published.
100%.
Yeah.
I think they're masquerading behind their trans righteousness.
Yeah.
And pretending that it's JK Rowling when really they're just bitter that material that was not originally created by someone is getting a lot of attention and making a lot of money.
Yeah, which kind of pisses me off because I feel like the trans community is, like, always kind of, like, used as some kind of, like, cover for people's, like, other.
Any minority group that or any
Yeah.
disadvantaged group, it just it rankles a little bit.
Yeah.
Not to say that there aren't people who genuinely feel like Julie Soto is supporting a toxic
Mhm.
individual, but it does seem a little artificial, especially Romance Con.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
people.
So I don't know. And I get that some people can be upset about fanfics being traditionally published, and I get the kind of, like, hazy legal aspect of it, but at the end of the day, like, you've still wrote? I don't know. You still put together your own, like, independent story, and we'll get into some of the issues of, like, it's not as good as, the fanfic because you don't have that backbone, but, like, that's a separate issue. Like, there's still legitimate authors who have written books. You know what I mean?
Good luck creating a purely original work these
Yeah,
days. Like,
it's
everything is derived from something else.
Yeah.
Like, go back to Shakespeare. All right, he's influenced how many stories?
Yep.
Oh, he's just no longer in copyright, right?
Yep.
Or Jane Austen, for example. All of Jane Austen's, rich guy meets poor girl from a disadvantaged family, or rich girl doesn't want to settle on any man. Like, how many times have we read that romance line?
Yep. Yeah. Yep. So I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit of, like, elitism behind it, and it's like, okay,
That's a good way to
let's
put it. Yeah.
yeah, let's chill the fuck out, first of all. So all of that to say, there are some gripes that I think are kind of legitimate, and this is the whole manacled angle.
I did read Manacled. I loved it. And I was horrified as I was progressing through this book at the amount of similarities, but similarities done so much worse.
Yeah, yes, and we'll get into, like, our aggressive opinions about how fucking horrible this book was.
I have never wanted to burn a book.
I know. It was just so but there are I have some questions about how Senlin Yu feels about this book being published before hers, and then all of this drama unfolding and people's, like, anger at, traditional Dramione fanfic being published regularly. All of that is interesting, but the timeline, I think, of these fanfics being published, like, originally, like the auction and Manacled, they were very similar timelines, and it's just interesting that some of these scenes are very similar.
If I were Senlin Yu, who, by the way, readers, has a national book tour coming out for Alchemized.
Ugh.
We're
going.
We're going. We got tickets.
Oh my God.
But if I were her, I wouldn't even be ruffled at all because you can look at your own work and be like, I am better.
And I have heard that argument. I think I'm just petty, maybe, because I'd be kind of pissed off. I would read this and I'd be like, okay, this scene is legit ripped out of my original. And I think maybe that gets to it is people don't see fanfics as original works.
Mm-hmm.
But it's yeah, it's a derivative, but still the other stuff they put in there is still their own.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to read Alchemized and see how it compares to this.
Jesus.
But there's some plot points that are fucking identical.
I will say, I don't know if we already covered this or not, but this is clearly not just Julie Soto. This is not just her work. This is a team of editors, marketing agents, and everyone. Because if this was just Julie Soto, because we have read Julie Soto unedited or working with her own personally selected team who's writing for free, right?
Yeah.
And that stuff is engaging.
Mm-hmm.
This stuff is clearly the product of commercialization.
Yeah, because I feel so I have read the auction and I didn't totally enjoy it, but it still had that authenticity to it that I loved and was attracted to, and that's why I read the whole thing and wanted to read Rose in Chains. But there's something about this that is just so commercialized. It feels artificial. It's when you go to eat something and you're this is not real ingredients. What am I consuming? And not even in the slutty yummy way. It's in the ooh.
It's almost as if this is the Walmart brand cookie.
Yeah. Yeah, where it's you could just put flour and chocolate chips in a bowl and it's better than this. I don't know anything about cooking apparently, but
that sounds better than this book.
Yeah, it was just there's just something so off-putting, and maybe that's a good jumping off point for one of my biggest beefs. This kind of circumvents the synopsis a little bit, but our protagonist is 24 years old.
What?
Thank you. She's 24 fucking years old in this book, allegedly. This is one of those instances that I think, so the fanfic, she was 18, I think, or 19. Mm-hmm. I think the publishers were we need to hop on this older romantasy train. You need to age up your heroine because all of her actions are the actions of a 17-year-old. It's an Uno reverse.
So much more sense. I knew at some points when I was reading, oh yeah, based on the timeline, she was older, but no.
Yeah.
She does not act.
No. It's an Uno reverse, and I'm pissed off.
Okay, before we get any further, because we're kind of getting into some of our characterization notes here, let's talk about the synopsis, what actually happens.
Yeah.
There's not a lot that's going on.
No, there's no... I didn't know that I was going to get so pissed off so fast, but there's nothing that happens in this book. And maybe that's a good additional thing, that if you have had any inclination to write your own book, you have maybe written some drabbles, whatever.
What is the fucking page count on this hardcover?
It's 400 pages.
Yeah, 438, 39 pages of nothing.
Yeah. If you have ever felt an inclination, just fucking do it. If this can get published and be $14.99,
we're gonna write, readers. We're gonna write our story because we're so triggered by this book.
Yes.
Okay. Bryony?
Bryony.
Bryony?
Oh, Bryony. Yeah, because the audiobook sounds like
Bryony Rosewood.
Oh my God.
Let's put no effort into our name developments. And her brother Rory.
They're twins, allegedly.
Yes, they are. Oh, sorry. We're going to get real snarky. We will try to keep our synopsis as objective as possible. Right. They are the heirs to a kingdom that has recently fallen in a war to a neighboring kingdom. Mm-hmm. The primary instigator of their conflict is that one kingdom uses mind magic, the other kingdom uses heart magic, and they each think that the other is lesser and refuses to use the other one. Now, for hundreds of years, they have exchanged kiddos. They've sent the kids of each noble aristocratic family to a school in one country. The next year they go to the other country. It's a
exchange program.
Like a truce thing.
Yeah.
And they learn magic while they're there. So this opens up with Bryony. She has just learned that her twin brother died in battle, and he was the chosen one.
Yep. Uh-oh.
So what happens when the chosen one dies?
Yeah.
Well, the enemy wins, and you get captured.
Yep. Yeah. Cue the frantic race through the castle. We get a moment where she goes back to her room to destroy something, and then we are introduced to love interest immediately.
What's his name?
Tovin Hurst.
Oh my god! I could not remember Tovin.
Tovin. Not even joking.
Ugh.
Yep. And he comes in and he's frantically looking for her and she's like hiding in a closet or something. And then he's like, she's not here. And then he runs away. And then it's like, oh, there's the love interest.
Yep. Had no idea.
Yep.
So she almost escapes during this last battle.
But then she doesn't.
She doesn't because she's a fucking idiot. But she, along with some other women and some men who are captured in this castle, kind of get the Nazi death camp treatment a little bit.
Yeah.
They're like not really fed. They're all chained together and thrown into a thing.
It felt very similar to Ice Planet Barbarians.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, let's add that to the list of similar books.
Almost to a T.
Yeah. They are like showered and bathed in like groups and kind of treated like cattle.
Yeah.
Their magic is constrained. They're all wearing collars and it's not looking too great for them.
Yeah.
So there's like an escape attempt. We meet some secondary characters. Larissa is an interesting character, probably the most interesting character.
Yeah.
And as well as her close friend who was the betrothed of her brother.
Yeah. Cordelia.
Didn't care about her either.
No. I did not care about anyone in this book.
It turns out that they are getting prepared to be sold at an auction.
Yep.
And during this auction, the people who own them are the people that captured them in the battle. And they go to like an appraisal event?
Yeah.
Where they're evaluated based on their magic and their lineage and their stuff. And Brienne, of course, is going to be the most valuable one because she's got the most magic.
And then add an extra 5,000 because she's a virgin.
Oh my god, the virginity tropes throughout this book.
Yeah. We'll talk about our conspiracy theories.
Yeah. So the auction happens.
Yep.
And they're all sitting in a circle. There's tons of people around. The bidding starts. And Larissa or another girl, there's lots.
I think it's Larissa. Yeah.
She creates some sort of distraction as an opportunity for Bryony. What did we settle on?
Bryony
to escape. And Larissa and Bryony have a kind of a contentious relationship because Bryony was the girlfriend of Tovin. Good God. Through school. And that's the other thing is we have these alternating flashbacks, which seem to be more of a like writing technique that we're seeing in more books now.
I will say the flashbacks give you nothing. They're supposed to add to the romance.
They don't.
No. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Sorry. I'm so mad.
We'll get through this.
Yeah.
So Larissa was the girlfriend of Tovin.
Yep. You're going to laugh every time.
And so she and Bryony can't do it, Katie.
I know.
They don't like each other. One, the whole heart magic versus mind magic thing.
Yeah. It's also a little bit artificial feeling, but allegedly don't like each other.
Yeah.
The escape doesn't work for some reason. And
because she's an idiot.
Yeah, honestly. And then she comes to and it's her turn to be auctioned off.
And so there is this one guy who
Did you think of the Hunger Games with this part? The like weird guy with the weird hair, purple hair, who's like the announcer.
Yeah, a little bit. It's kind of circus-like.
Yeah, sorry.
Totally fine. Hunger Games is also better than this book.
Yeah.
So the guy who wants to buy Bryony, he's skeezy.
Yeah.
Really slimy.
Way that they spell his name.
What was his name?
Raven, but it's like
E-I-G-H.
It's a tragedy.
So he gets into a bidding war with this mysterious man who's sitting in the shadows, and the bidding goes up and up and up, and then Bryony blacks out just as she realizes that Raven wins her.
Yeah.
For like an outrageous sum of money.
Yeah.
But when she comes to, she has a tattoo not of Raven, because that is what happens to all the auctionees, is they have a tattoo of their owner ingrained on their forearm. But no, it's Tovin. Tovin McLovin.
Honestly, correct. God.
We'll talk about him in a little bit. So he takes her and Larissa, because he bought them both, back to his family's mansion. The backstory with Tovin.
We're not gonna make it through this.
I just see my oven.
I didn't even think about that. I just think of this like slightly pudgy blonde, just that's Tovin.
It's okay.
Okay.
he takes them back to the mansion. She tries to escape. He's like, don't cross the barrier. You're going to die. She crosses the barrier anyway.
Yeah.
And
Larissa gets snatched up by their
Finn,
friend
yeah.
and her arm burned off for some plot point. Everybody thinks she's dead.
Yeah. And then Brian, he's like, this is my chance to escape because the last escape went so well. And she wakes up like 4 days later after being like electrocuted.
Rolled down a hill or some shit.
You
cannot like.
And she apparently is being well taken care of.
Yeah.
She has her own bedroom. She's kind of locked in, but like Tubman's mom is taking care of her.
Mm-hmm.
There's no weirdness with like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think of the most like PG rated version of Off with the main character from Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Whatever her name is.
Mm-hmm.
The opposite of how she was treated, basically.
and
it's funny, too, because Serena is Tovan's mom's name. And Serena is the wife in...
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's funny. But now it's not funny.
It's okay. Well, 4 days go by with Bryony trapped in this bedroom. Her existence is so miserable that she decides to go on a hunger strike.
Oh, my God.
And refuses to bathe. And she lasts a few days, and then Serena shows up and is like, hey, I get it, but you're gross.
Honestly, that's the summary.
And so this is all it took is Bryony waging a hunger strike for them to pull her out of the bedroom, give her a bath, feed her, and then take her to the library because she's bored. I'll save my notes on that plot point for later.
And also Serena's like weirdly nice to her the whole time. Also gives her the opportunity to like read the news too that's like posted in the kitchen or some shit.
It's like an Amazon Echo show. Like,
literally.
Like put up on the wall with the scrolling like again
headlines.
World building notes we'll save for our analysis portion.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, so she's reading the news and realizes, oh, there's a faction of her people that, weren't captured in the war and they're staging rebellions.
I don't even know what happens after that.
The orgy dinner.
Oh, ew. Yeah.
God. So Tubman has been attending these dinners, and the whole structure of this kingdom that won the war is there is
the 10.
The 10, and it's the line of succession for the supreme leader, who I don't remember her name.
Veronica Mallow. Can you fucking I read that and I legit had an out of body projection. Like I almost died on the spot. Veronica Mallow, are you fucking kidding me? It's fine. Everything is fine.
Yep. So, Miss Mallow, they do call her Miss Mallow.
Yeah, Mistress Mallow. Oh my God. She's also bonded to a dragon. And then, oh my God. Okay. Sorry. I'm spiraling out of control.
Well, we just have to get to the synopsis. So part of the reason Mistress Mallow was successful in overthrowing this other kingdom is because of the whole dragon bond thing, which hasn't done in 400 years or so.
Yeah.
And because the heart mages use familiars to power their magic, they can also use other humans to power their magic. So slavery is a theme in this other country that won.
Yeah.
And so Tubman is one of the successors to Veronica Mallow, but his family is like seventh in line. They're not super high up there, but they're like the wealthiest family. Mm-hmm. And they, including like Tubman and his father, who I like the father.
Oh yeah, Orion Hearst, fucking hot.
He can buy me. Like that's
what I was like so much more convinced. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. Where is that starting?
Honestly,
they go on missions for Mistress Mallow.
Mm-hmm. Dog.
But as one of the events that Tubman attends is this gathering of all the heirs. Yeah. So all the daddies are like the seats of the 10, mm-hmm. and their sons will inherit their seat. Yeah. So all the sons have like a country club, mm-hmm. where they bring their slaves.
Yeah.
And it is a dinner orgy, essentially, where all the women who were purchased at the auction stand behind the chairs of their masters and they perform sexual acts on them during the dinner.
Yep.
They serve them wine. They sit on their laps. We're not going to go into a lot of detail about this, but eventually Tuvin has been getting kind of bullied and pressured to bring Bryony to one of these dinners because up until this point, he has not.
Mm-hmm.
And he brings her and she's looking around like, oh shit, like I actually have a pretty good deal going on because they're clearly getting raped all the time. And I'm get you to elaborate.
Yeah. I will say Jordan's interpretation of how Bryony like realized is very like generous to Bryony because she does not have like, you know, the relational like, oh, it could be so much worse. She's like, oh, yeah. And then
That's
later she has some very problematic demands of Tobin.
Well, she comes home after the dinner and she's like, I need to go to these dinners more often because what happened during the dinner is that one of the girls, in the midst of showing her how to pour the wine or something, slipped a note into Bryony's collar, which is this kind of cryptic, hey, by the way, like we're out here and you're not alone kind of thing. And there's still people fighting.
I think it said like no dragon, no worry or something.
Yeah, no like worry because that's what she called her brother Rory when she was little. So this is the point where Bryony says, oh, I need to go back to these dinners because I need to interact with these women. And then Larissa comes back into the plot because Tuvin wants Larissa to learn how to masquerade, create an illusion of herself to play Bryony at these dinners.
This was the only convincing plot point I had, but then like Bryony's reaction to the whole thing. And then just all of a sudden, Larissa, within a week, is like fairly proficient at putting on these like disguises, but not in enough time.
But Bryony is insistent that Larissa can't take her place.
Yeah.
She has to go. She has to serve Tuvin because we've got this infatuation thing going on with him.
Yeah.
And then we get the most like turn off revolting scene.
Yeah.
Because Bryony is like, hey man, I can do a convincing act because supposedly there's an elixir that these women are given to make them super horny and want their masters.
Yeah.
And Tuvin's like, I know you're inexperienced and you don't know how to pretend that way. And Bryony gets all up in arms.
Oh my God.
I know how to do that. Like, I've had sex before. And then she says, I've sucked a few off.
Oh my dog. I can't even.
And then Tuvin's like, oh, really? How about you show me?
Oh my God.
And then we have the imaginary blowjob scene.
Oh my God. I cannot. I had to fast forward. I didn't even listen to it. As soon as it was like, she was like naked, I was like, no, what? Nope.
Because
next.
The thing is, it's not even happening.
No.
Because Tuvin's like, show me in your mind what it looks like.
Yep.
And so she starts to show him, but it's clearly not happening because she's never done it before. And then Tuvin's like, I'll show you how it's really done. And then she's like going down on him. But it's imaginary. It's not real because her virginity is still preserved.
God, dude.
So that happens. That's like the 65% mark.
Yeah.
And then where are we at?
Oh, they go to another dinner, except it gets like cut off early because someone's going to get assassinated or like murdered, hung, executed.
Oh, yeah. So the sweet girl servant who saved Bryony at the very beginning of the book, she is found out to be a traitor along with her brother. And I swear to God. So Mistress Mallow invites Bryony and Tuvin and his whole family and everyone to attend the execution of the traitors. And it's going to be painful and they're going to know what's happening the whole time. And I was expecting this magical spell to make them writhe on the ground in utter pain. They use a goddamn cannon.
She's not joking. She literally wrote, they're legit executed with a goddamn cannon. Because why? That's exactly how I felt.
I don't understand.
I don't know.
We have two countries who have supreme magic that they can do anything with, and they use archaic technology.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know.
That happens. They go back home. Serena, the mom, and Tuvin are in a panic because they realize that they're getting suspicious of the way they treat Bryony. They being like the 10.
Mm-hmm.
So like, we need proof that you're fucking her.
God. Yep,
that's exactly what happens. We can't make this shit up. It's that bad.
Yep.
So
she's also had her magic the whole time. Because that's another thing that, like,
Yeah.
insane. But just as a reference.
Oh, we forgot at the very beginning of the book that all of the women were sterilized.
Oh, yeah.
Like their fallopian tubes were burned with a magical spell, except Bryony.
Oh!
Only one of her tubes was burned.
Yeah. And she did not find it pertinent to bring this up ever. Just, that'll come in later. Okay. Yep. They wake her up in the middle of the night, and she's like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, one, they have, I forget the sequence of this, but the 10 and a physician, Mistress Mallow, are like, we're coming. We're going to investigate this. And so they go in and the physician realizes that Bryony still can have children.
You forgot the virginity thing.
I thought that was after.
No, it's before.
Holy fuck balls. Okay.
That's what I mean. So she, like, wakes up in the middle of the night, and Serena is, like, on her bed, and she's like, wake up.
They change clothes for some reason.
They
put on, like, a silk nightdress, and then they summon Daddy.
Yep. To take her
Orion,
virginity.
who is one of the most powerful, wealthiest men in this country, because he has to perform a virginity spell on her. Like, okay.
The way that Jordan is, like, her eyes are, like, bugging out of her head.
I'm so annoyed because Bryony, we've had all of these, like, scenes with Bryony insisting she has all this experience, and, like, we have no, like, cultural stand.
Yeah.
Like, what is the culture here? I don't care what it is, but establish some norms.
Yo.
But apparently the virginity thing is they have to pretend that she's not a virgin anymore, but yet preserve her virginity. So they summon Orion to perform this spell on her, which is very similar in, like, pain levels to, like, actually having sex for the first time. But why did they use a fucking dildo?
I have a text message from Jordan that says that, and I know exactly what she was talking about.
What is the hang up?
It made no sense. And I think it's the world building. We'll get into it. But for some reason, they had to put her virginity in a jar and then give it back to her.
Yeah, it goes in a jar. It's like a little ball of light. So she still has her virginity.
But, like, she also finds no need to tell them. So they have an exam coming in the morning that's going to be similar to the one at the beginning. And she felt no need to tell them that she also still can have babies.
Yeah.
Yep. So they come in the morning. Things immediately devolve because they're like, oh, she is not sterilized. We need to sterilize her. And then Serena's like, you know what? Fuck this. And then she freaks out and, like, murders someone. And then another guy is, like, beat up.
And then they try to escape because they're going to go tell Mistress Mallow about the girl who still can have kids. Like, for real, readers, these are the plot points of this book. And Tuvin is injured. Like, he gets into a fight. And so Bryony runs after them, and they're at the gates of the, like, mansion complex. And it's one big bad dude. And he is almost on the brink, ready to leave. And then Bryony uses this heart thing spell.
Heart-rend?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It explodes the heart in the body.
Yep.
And as a mind mage, she is not supposed to do that. She's not supposed to know how to do it. It's very bad. It takes a piece of you.
Oh, no.
But she wants to protect Tuvin. And so she's heartbroken for days because she killed someone. This is what triggers her. She finally killed a bad guy.
Literally.
Yeah. And that's really the end.
Yep. They fabricate everybody's memories. Mistress Mallow is apparently okay. They investigate Bryony's mind, but it's only because they're looking for Rory, and then she realizes maybe Rory isn't dead. End scene. And then we get a dragon prologue.
Okay, the epilogue on this book.
Oh, epilogue, yeah. Dude, what the actual fuck?
We have a sentient dragon who is bitter about her fake bond with Mistress Mallow.
Yeah.
And she's been babysitting Rory, who's still alive. Yeah. Ooh, plot twist. Just like Fourth Wing, the brother's alive.
And just like Fourth Wing, the dragon sounds like she's like 18 years old. Like, you're 400 years old apparently, but I don't believe it. She's like annoyed and like jealous.
That's your cliffhanger for this book. So there you go. That's Rose in Chains in its entirety. We skimmed some big portions, but that's all you really need to know because that's what drives the plot.
Dog, what the fuck?
Next week, if you want to know how much we hate this book, we're going to kind of break down some of the more like detail-oriented, like the characters and the world building, the technology.
It's going to be all of our gripes. Because if you like listen to this review and you're like, I get that it was a little bit cringy, but it wasn't that bad. We will tell you all of the reasons why it was that bad.
Yep. So if you have already read this book, maybe tune in for that episode.
Yes. God. Dude,
Yeah. From our shelf to you. Actually, I hope this is not on your shelf.
Yeah, take it off.
Don't do it. Don't buy it.
We'll see you on the next page. Hi, readers. Like what you've been hearing? Check out the Spice Archive at notanotherheroine.com to see all of our reviews and ratings. And if you'd like to support our growing library, find us on Patreon and get access to exclusive bonus content.
If you'd like to just listen, we post new episodes every Monday and Wednesday on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon. Thanks for listening.